Welcome learners to an important topic of discussion in today's lecture, which is related to curriculum. I'm Dr. Noora Abdul Qadir, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Education, Aligarh Muslim University. In the previous lectures, you might have gone through different aspects of curriculum. It can be the concepts of curriculum. You might have gone through the elements, philosophical, certain principles of curriculum also. So today in this lecture, I'm going to discuss about one of the most important designs of curriculum. So design, as you all know, we are designing something and it requires great effort also. And when it comes to the matter of curriculum, of course, it requires great effort and hard work. Curriculum as a concept is very broad. Sometimes we may see that we are using the term curriculum and syllabus in a way in the same context under the impression that both has the same meaning. No. Curriculum is a big umbrella. If someone is asking you to show or to give some introduction related to your curriculum, we may feel that it is the syllabus. That means what the teachers are teaching us or what are the topics that we have already gone through. That is not curriculum. Curriculum is a big umbrella and syllabus is a part of the curriculum. So while moving on to the curriculum designing, it's an important task because it is based on the design of the curriculum, the whole input, process and output of the education institution is oriented. So we have to be very careful while we are designing a curriculum. We have to consider a lot of factors when we are designing the curriculum. And one of the most important factors, of course, it is students. We have to consider the teachers also. We have to consider the outcomes also. We have to consider the aspirations, interest of the students, the psychological aspects of the students. So a lot of factors are to be considered when we are designing a curriculum. So today we are going to discuss one of the important designs of curriculum, that is grassroots level design curriculum. Grassroots level. So by hearing the term grassroots, what is that coming into our mind? There is a root and the grass is over there. Of course, root is a foundation, whether it is a grass or a shrub or a herb or a plant, anything, isn't it? The foundation should be strong. So for example, if a student of English language is not able to construct sentences properly, even if it is simple sentences, sometimes the teachers or the friends or anyone may say that they don't have any proper base. Base is important. Foundation is important. So how grassroots level design is giving importance to foundation? It is a design which is giving utmost importance to foundation. How it is giving importance to foundation? It is giving importance to foundation by taking into consideration the aspirations, experiences and also the opinions of different stakeholders of education. That is teachers, parents, community members and also students, including administrators also. And when they are taking their opinions and aspirations into consideration, while designing the curriculum, developing the curriculum and also while implementing the curriculum. So how beautifully it is constructed. We are asking the needs, the aspirations of each and every one, and based on that we are preparing the curriculum. So that itself is giving the importance or the beauty of grassroots level design. It is completely shattering the so-called structure that we are following, that only a group of people, experts, are sitting together and they are preparing the curriculum, and the teachers or the school institutions are compelled to implement that particular curriculum among the students, whether they like it or not. No, that system is completely being shattered by the grassroots level design. So that is why we can say that this grassroots level design is giving much importance to the stakeholders. We are giving due consideration to them. See, for example, we are asking them what are their interests, what are the environmental factors in which the student is being. We are considering their environmental factors also. We are considering the culture also. We are considering the traditions, the existing values. Each and every factors are being considered over here. So that is why we can say that grassroots level design is a design which is giving most importance to the foundations. So that is an overall or a general idea about what is grassroots level design, and I hope it is clear to you. So now let's move on to certain characteristics of grassroots level design. Grassroots level design is mainly based on one of the most important characteristics, that is, it is giving more importance to the culture. Of course, we have already discussed it. The cultural aspects is given much importance in the grassroots level design. And the next factor is adaptability and also flexibility. And what does that mean? Curriculum, when it is rigid, it is very difficult to implement. See, for example, when we are implementing a curriculum, okay, in the meantime, we felt that there is a problem. We didn't get the already set objectives satisfied. We didn't get the already anticipated outcome. So what will we do? We have to check where is the problem, whether it is in the input, whether it is in the output, or whether it is in the process. That is very important. So that means a curriculum should be flexible. Wherever proper changes are required, we have to make the changes accordingly. So that is also one of the characteristics of grassroots level design, that is flexibility. And the next characteristics of grassroots level design is it is inclusivity. It is including. It is a process of inclusion is being taking place. And what all things are being included? Just like we already discussed, it is including the experiences and the perception of all the stakeholders of the education, especially with regard to teachers, students, and also the community members. So that inclusivity, which we cannot see in many other designs, that is being reflected in the grassroots level design. So next move on to certain other characteristics, that is decentralization, which I have already told. Concentrating, centralizing the power of curriculum construction in a few people is shattered by the grassroots level design. Okay, it is giving due importance to decentralization. That means the power is being shared between different people like teachers, students, and also the community members, or otherwise we can say that it is more localized compared to that of the other curriculum designs. That is why we can say that decentralization is an important aspect, or decentralization is an important characteristics of grassroots level design. Next one is that it is relevance to the need. At every point of time when we are implementing the grassroots level design, we are analyzing the needs of the learners. What do they need? So that is why it is always giving importance to the needs and aspirations of the students, because we know that we are living in a technetronic world, and at every point of time technology is advancing. The demands and the needs of the learners are also increasing, or we can say that it is changing, isn't it? So we are living in such a changing world. So analyzing the need is very important, because the need is changing, isn't it? But even though while analyzing the needs, we have to always keep in track of the culture, norms and traditions of our country. That is also very much important. Need should go hand in hand with that of the knowledge system that we already started from that of the Vedic period to the modern period, and also now the post-modern period. So that is belonging to the next characteristic, that it is giving importance to cultural sensitivity and also empowerment, isn't it? So our most important aim is empowerment in the field of education, by considering and also by giving due importance to different stakeholders of education. So these are the major or the basic characteristics of the grassroots level design, and I hope it is clear to you. Now we will move on to the steps in the grassroots level design. So let's consider the steps. First of all, I would like to tell you is that the steps are also flexible, but we should not deviate from the basic principle. See, for example, in the grassroots level design, there are 5 steps. And Hilda Taba model, which is developed by Hilda Taba, we will discuss it in the coming slides. So Hilda Taba model is giving importance to, it is being derived from grassroots level design, but it is having more than 5 steps. But Hilda Taba model is not deviating from the basic characteristics which we have already discussed. That is important. The principle and the base, that should be always taken, upholded, always taken into consideration. Okay, so here let's move on to the steps in the grassroots level design. The first step we have already discussed, the most important step, that is analyzing the needs. We have to analyze the needs of the learners. Mostly teachers are getting involved in analyzing the needs of the learners. That is very much important, and based on these needs we are setting the goal. We are setting the goal. That means after going through this particular curriculum, what are the major outcomes or outputs that we are expecting? That goal is being set. And after setting the goal, we are designing the curriculum. And also, just like I have already told, while designing the curriculum, we are considering the environmental factors, the psychological factors, and also the opinions of the teachers and students also. After designing the curriculum, the next step, that is implementing the curriculum. Of course, while implementing, that means implementing means all the input are together taken into the process. Learning experiences are given more importance in the implementation process. So all together they are connecting each other, correlating with each other, and then we are making the curriculum, or we are implementing the curriculum. So that is the implementation part. And the fifth step, that is also very important, that is getting the feedback. As I have already told you, flexibility is one of the most important characteristics of grassroots level design. So we are analyzing, we are taking the feedback at each and every point of implementation of grassroots level design, and we are checking out what are the problems or where are the problems which is existing. We are analyzing it, taking the feedback and correcting it, and the cycle repeats. It's just like a chain, isn't it? The cycle is being repeated. So these are the major steps in the grassroots level design, starting from analyzing the needs and moving on to evaluation and feedback. Okay, now let's discuss about the role of the teacher. Why I have focused on this particular part, that is role of the teacher? Because I have already told you, in each and every steps of the grassroots level design, teachers are having more role. So role of the teacher, it should be discussed over here. Even National Education Policy 2020 has also given due importance to the autonomy of the teachers. It is very particularly giving the statement that the role of the teacher is to teach, not to do the clerical or any other administrative work. You are not supposed to make the teachers to engage in something else other than teaching. First priority or primary importance that should be given to teaching. So here the competency of the teacher could be reflected in the grassroots level design. If the teacher is competent, the need could be very particularly analyzed, and the design of the curriculum also can be very much particularly and also effectively designed, and effectively it could be implemented over there. So the role of the teacher is very important in the grassroots level design. And also we can say that the teacher autonomy is an important factor over here, which means that there is no need for a teacher to stick to the plan. Don't stick on to a particular plan. Yes, the authorities gave this particular plan, or the administration gave this particular plan. We have to stick on it, whether the students' outcome is poor, whether the students are not engaging, whether it is not providing hands-on experiences to the students, doesn't matter. Let's stick on to the plan. That criteria is not over here. The teachers are having the liberty, the freedom or the autonomy to implement various kinds of curriculum, various kinds of learning experiences in the curriculum. And also the teachers are having the full authority to take the feedback also. So in this sense, we can say that teachers are having an important role to play in the grassroots level curriculum design. I hope you understood the fact, because autonomy of the teacher is very beautifully implemented in the grassroots level design. So next, when we are moving on to the benefits of localized curriculum, because in the beginning itself I have been explaining to you about the benefits of culture. It is very much local, it is decentralized, the role of the teacher and all. So we should also look into this important aspect, that is the benefits of the localized curriculum. When we are making the curriculum too much related with the daily life situation of the students, when we are giving too much consideration to the needs and aspirations of the student, how it is beneficial for them, that we have to discuss. That is a point to ponder. Okay, so here I have listed out a few points, that is it is engaging the students, it is culturally relevant, community involvement is also there, and it is giving real life experiences to the students. See, grassroots level design, I strongly believe that it is very much in aligned with the NEP 2020, because all these student engagement, cultural relevant, community involvement, and also moving on to the real world experiences, all these are the aspects given in NEP 2020. NEP 2020 is giving the important fact that hands-on experiences should be provided to the students. Of course, hands-on experiences should be provided to the students by engaging them in different activities, by providing them real life experiences. It is giving importance to the culture, our culture. Spiritual development is an important aspect. It is not aligning with any religion. It is giving that values of our country, the culture and tradition of our country, everything is associated with the spiritual development. It is giving importance to the regional language, that is localized instruction. It is giving importance to the 3-language formula, of course, but due consideration is given to the regional language. Up to, if possible, up to 8th standard, NEP 2020 is recommending that you should help the students in giving recommendation in the mother tongue or in the regional languages. That is very important. You have to give instruction in the mother tongue. That is the right of the student. It increases the comprehension of the student. This is the focus. So that is also a part of localized instruction. So from these points, I would like to say that it is more connecting them to the real world, and apart from that, it is also giving due importance to the locality, the local area or the environment in which we are living. I have also cited here two examples. See, for example, in a coastal area, if we are giving experiences to the students, of course, it will not only help them to develop their ecological principles, but also we develop a responsibility towards the environment. That is very important. We should be responsible to the environment. It is not like this is my home area, and all the waste I am dumping it outside. Outside means on the road or the pathway or the driveway or where else it is. Is that your responsibility? Yes, I cleaned my house. No, that is not your civic responsibility. It is your responsibility, means it is your whole community in which you are living. That is your responsibility. It is not like you are considering only a single factor and you are moving on your life. No, that should not be your aspiration. So my point is that localized instruction is also, localized curriculum is the one of the important aspects of grassroots level design. Okay, from these two examples which you can see in the slide, I hope it will be clear to you. So I think the benefits of the localized curriculum is clear to you. So next we will move on to the next aspect, that is the Hilda Taba model overview. I have already told you that Hilda Taba model is a curriculum, type of curriculum which is completely evolved from that of the grassroots level design. And Hilda Taba, as the name indicates, it has been developed by Hilda Taba, and the most of the characteristics, principles that we could see in the grassroots level design, it is being reflected in the Hilda Taba model also. So I think I don't want to repeat what are the characteristics. We will just go through it, like a cultural aspect is being considered, inclusivity, adaptability, decentralization. All these are the few factors, and I don't think there is a need to discuss it again, but I have just made a nutshell of it. So Hilda Taba model, what is the most important peculiarity of Hilda Taba model? That is, it is giving more importance to the teachers. In the Hilda Taba model, we could say that it is giving due importance to the teachers in the designing, developing, and also in the implementation of the curriculum. And just like I have already told you, almost all the characteristics of the grassroots level design is being reflected in the Hilda Taba model. Particularly, I would like to discuss about two important key features of Hilda Taba model. One is that of the inductive approach. So the question will arise, what is inductive approach? Inductive approach means we have two aspects, like inductive, the opposite is deductive. Inductive means it is moving from particular to general, and deductive means it is moving from general to particular. I can take an example, then it will be more clear to you. See, for example, in English language teaching, if I am teaching you grammar, I am teaching you a conjunction, not only but also. Coordinating conjunction, not only but also. So I came to the class, and first of all, when I came to the class, I told the students that I'm going to teach you a coordinating conjunction, and the name of the conjunction is not only but also. And I gave them the introduction with regard to what is the conjunction and how the conjunction is used, and I also gave them examples of few sentences based on which the conjunction is being how the conjunction is being used in the sentences. I explained everything, and the students were silent. It was not much interactive, okay, because it is a new concept for the students. Okay, that is over. Then I gave them certain questions. Then I gave certain questions to the students, certain exercises I gave to the students, and they started doing the exercise. This method is known as the deductive method. I gave them the general principle first and then I made them to do the particular examples, that is general to particular. So the next just opposite is that of the inductive method, that is moving from particular to general. The same teacher coming to the class teaching the conjunction not only but also what I will do, I will start from, see for example, I may start from a story. Okay, and through the story, in the story I will use this conjunction not only but also repeatedly. I didn't tell them what is not only but also or what is that conjunction. I wrote it on the board. I wrote in between the story, I may repeat many sentences using the conjunction, and I wrote all the sentences on the blackboard. Then I asked the students that, is there any similarities between the sentences? What could you find in the sentences? Of course, they may say that I have used this particular term in every sentences, and why I have used it, I have already told them the story. They will deduce it by themselves, or they will construct the meaning of the conjunction by themselves. This method is known as the inductive model. Inductive method. So here in the Hilda Taba model, we are using the inductive approaches. How it is inductive approaches? Instead of setting the goal first, instead of setting the goal and the objective first, usually most of the designs of the curriculum, they set the goal first. This is our goal, this is our objective, and now in order to satisfy these objective and these goals, we have to do something, or we have to get the students engagement. The input, the process and everything is defining later, or it is formulated later in order to satisfy these objectives. But Hilda Taba model says that first analyze the needs, make the simple inputs, and then you can set the broad objectives. You have to analyze the needs of the learners, what they want, how do they want to come up with the design. Each and everything should be analyzed first. So that is also a very novel concept that came from Hilda Taba model, that is, it is inductive in nature. And the next one, of course, it is teacher involvement, which I have already told you that in designing the curriculum, implementing the curriculum, and also in taking the feedback of the students, teachers are given major role in the Hilda Taba model. So I think that concept of model, Hilda Taba model, is clear to you. And now we will moving on to the 7-step process. Just like I have already told you, where there were 5 steps in the grassroots level design. That is starting from analyzing the needs, designing the curriculum, implementing the curriculum, and evaluating the curriculum, setting up of the objectives. So these are the steps in the grassroots level design. Just like that, Hilda Taba model is having a 7 steps design, which is not deviating from that of the basic principles of grassroots level design. So let's move on to the first step. Let's see whether it is deviating from the grassroots level design. The first step, of course, it is diagnosing the needs of the learners. Of course, in grassroots level also we are analyzing the needs of the learners. Next one, we are setting up the objectives. See, this is inductive approach. First we analyzed the needs and then we formulated the objectives, isn't it? We are designing the content, and then we are organizing the content, we are designing or selecting the learning experiences, and then we are organizing the learning experiences, and the final step is evaluation and feedback. So here 2 things are repeating, and it is more important. And what was that? You can see it in the slide, that is organization of the content and organization of the learning experiences. Selecting the content it can be easy, somewhat it can be easy, but organizing it may not be too much easy. Selecting of learning experiences can be easy. For example, not easy in a way that compared to that of organizing. So selecting the learning experiences means, if for example you made activity, hands-on experiences, experiential learning, discussion, debate, various teaching methods you have analyzed and you put in the curriculum. And also organizing the learning experiences and organizing the content, that is a task. So Hilda Taba model is giving due importance to this organization also. In a way we can say that it is organizing like simple to complex. There are certain maxims which you have to follow in organizing the content, that is simple to complex, far to near. See, for example, if you take a textbook, you can see that in an English textbook or science textbook, first of all there will be certain simple chapters, and then we are moving on to the complex in the sense complex according to the age level of the students, isn't it? So that maxim should be followed while you are selecting the learning experiences also. Problem solving method is one of the methods of teaching. In the beginning itself we cannot give it to the students. You can start with discussion, you can start with group work, you can start with pair work or collaborative learning, and then you can move to problem based learning or the task based approach. So in this way you have to implement the Hilda Taba model, and finally it is evaluation and feedback, that is also reflected in the grassroots level design. So these are the 7-step process that is there in the Hilda Taba model. Just like we all know, no design is the best design and no design is the poor design, isn't it? That is the point which I want to give you. That means don't think that the grassroots level design, yes, now we went through grassroots level design, so this design is one of the, it's the only best design. No, we have to select the design also according to, by considering various factors like students also, teachers also, their environment, their culture, everything has to be taken into consideration while we are selecting any kind of model or any type of curriculum. We have subject centered curriculum, experience centered curriculum, child centered curriculum. Every topic cannot be taught through one method of teaching. Of course, it is clear, right? Every topic is peculiar, every content is peculiar. Accordingly, we have to change the method of teaching. So, Hilda Taba model is also having certain strength and also certain challenges or certain demerits, we can say like that. So let's see what are the major strength of Hilda Taba model. Of course, it is developing the higher order thinking skills of the students, developing the communication skills of the students, comprehension skills of the students, and also it helps to work with collaboratively and also gives opportunities for the students in the classroom. This is very important. We have to provide opportunities for the students in the classroom. Opportunities means group work and pair work. Even NEP 2020 is also telling that they have made the curriculum art integrated, sports integrated, pedagogy integrated, ICT integrated. Why? Lets the students come together. We know that the students of the present scenario, they are confined to their own particular room with their mobile phone and a charging point. They are completely isolated in their mind, mentally, physically, they are completely isolated. They are in their comfort zone. One bed is there, one charging point is there, one mobile is there. Of course, I am happy. That is their comfort zone. Let's shatter that comfort zone. Let the students engage themselves. Let the students collaborate with other members of the classroom. Let them work it together. Let them work together. Let them interact together. Let them communicate with each other. So that is those are the strengths of Hilda Taba model. And of course, certain challenges are there. Just like I already told, we cannot say that one method of teaching only is the best method of teaching, just like every subjects cannot be taught or every curriculum cannot be designed to through Hilda Taba model. That is also one of the challenges. Apart from that, the text should be designed in advance, and it is a task that we have to, because it is following the inductive method, in order to design the text in advance is a challenge. It is not impossible, that itself is a challenge. Now, I would like to conclude my lecture by telling that it is giving much fostering and also certain engaging learning experiences to the students, grassroots level design and also Hilda Taba model. So, we can say that once we are into this particular curriculum design, we should be very careful in analyzing the needs of the learners and also in considering the opinions and experiences of different stakeholders of the education. That factor should be considered at most importance, and also when it is considered, of course, there lies the success of the grassroots level design. Very beautifully, very successfully, very effectively we could implement grassroots level design if we consider all these characteristics and also the principles. So I hope you are very much into grassroots level design. So in this class, in a nutshell, I can say that we have discussed about what is grassroots level design, the characteristics of grassroots level design, and also moving on to the different steps and also the peculiarities of grassroots level design, along with one of the type of curriculum, that is Hilda Taba model, which is being designed by taking the principles of grassroots level design. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope all the concepts are clear to you. Thank you so much and have a nice day.